broadcasting more than 2,000 games live and archived in 15 sports in over 10 counties in western Pennsylvania, as well as being the exclusive home for all the WPIHL playoffs and championships for nearly 2 decades. Anytime, anywhere, always there. We are the new Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Welcome to PIHL High School Hockey on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. High school hockey at Trib, hssn.triblive.com, is sponsored by the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League, by UPMC Sports Medicine, by Carlow University, by AstroTurf, by J&J Distributing, by the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena, and by Trib Total Media. Now let's head out to the rink for all the high school hockey action on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
It is a battle for first place in the PIHL's Class AAA, as tonight from the Baierl Ice Complex in Warrendale, the Seneca Valley Raiders 9-2-1 on the year, 19 points, just 2 behind their foes tonight, the Peters Township Indians, 10-1, 0-1, 21 points the Indians have right now as we head down the stretch in this 2017-18 season. Very pleasant good evening from Warrendale. Josh Rowntree here with you alongside Sean Saputo. Seneca Valley, 19 points. They have a head-to-head win, Sean, over Peters earlier in the year. It was a thriller, a 3-2 shootout win that went 8 rounds, that shootout. And I would expect that these two teams, with first place on the line tonight, would certainly be willing to go out and play another good one in front of us here.
Oh, yeah, and I had the privilege to have the call of that first game, and it was just back and forth play the entire game between the two teams, with both teams equaling goals scored by one another, with Peters Township opening the scoring. Seneca would answer, Peters Township goes up again, and then Seneca Valley answers. And then, as you mentioned, the 8-round shootouts, Seneca Valley on the last shooter in the 8th round. Peters Township started it out, and Seneca Valley found the back of the net to get the 3-2 shootout victory. And it was just stellar goaltending overall in that contest. For Seneca Valley, it was starting goaltender Logan Johnson, who was stellar, who comes into the season with a 162 goal against average, 937 save percentage. And the starting goaltender for Peters Township in that game was Alex Wilbert, who is 3-1-0-1 this year with a 178 goal against average and 934 save percentage. But Josh, in the pregame talking to the coaches, we found out that Peters Township is just really a revolving door with goaltenders, with 4 that address and 4 that have played all season long.
Yeah, it is. And you know, you look at the guys, Adam Hewlin is an all-star for them this season. He's played 3 games. Alex Wilbert's played the most games for them, but he got hurt this past weekend. Brock Sharbaugh is going to get the start tonight for the Indians under head coach Rick Tingle. They won their first 6 games of the year. Then a shootout loss to Seneca Valley. Then they won 3 straight, including an overtime win over Bethel Park. Then a couple of interesting performances, and I don't think Rick Tingle was particularly happy with how his teams played the last couple of games. They lost 5-1 to North Allegheny. He said it was just a terrible performance across the board, particularly on the defensive side. Then they come out and they win 7-4 over Canon-Mac. And he said, yeah, we scored 7 goals, but we gave up 4. I don't think he was particularly happy with that. So now I think the big test for Peters Township tonight is solidifying things in net and on the defensive side of the puck as well.
Yeah, it has to be, especially with Sharbaugh only getting his 3rd start tonight. The defense is really going to have to pick up the play. And I think another thing that was talked about when we were talking is the fact that the discipline has been there lately for Peters Township. If you look at the penalty minutes, a lot of penalty minutes distributed throughout on this lineup, but lately the discipline has been there. A lot of top-tier scoring for Peters Township as compared to Seneca Valley, so if Peters Township can get the top-tier scoring rolling, we'll see how much of a factor that can play, especially despite the fact that Peters Township is going to be without one of its top scorers in Ryan Luppy, who has 18 points on the season.
And that will be certainly an uphill battle to overcome for them. The defending PIHL Penguins Cup champions, Peters Township. They also won the state title a year ago as well. On the other side, you have Seneca Valley. They have never won a Penn's Cup. The last time they were in the championship game was 2010. But Anthony Rako's team, if they do one thing well, it's keep the puck out of their net. They're the number one team in goals against in AAA this year. 167 is the goals against mark. A big part of that, as you mentioned, Logan Johnson. He's been great for them in net. We'll see him again here today. 8-3-0-2, 2 shutouts on the year. 162 is the goals against mark for Johnson this season. So he has just been a rock in the net for them. And then up front as well, as far as scores go, Giovanni Sarachin, 3 goals, 9 assists. Same thing for Hunter Mueller, as this is a team from Peters Township, or from the Seneca Valley, that really has a lot of talent, and a team that certainly is on the upswing. After an opening game loss this year, they won 5 straight. They had a shootout. The shootout win was the end of that winning streak, in fact, over Peters Township, and they lost an overtime game, and they have won their last 3 as we pause for the national anthem. The national anthem here from the Baierl Ice Complex in Warrendale, Seneca Valley, and Peters Township getting set for a matchup that will, at least for the night, decide first place in Class AAA. Peters Township 10-1-0-1, 21 points. Seneca Valley 9-2-1-0. They have 19 points. So win the night for Seneca Valley puts them at 21 points, and that would, because they would then have a 2-game tiebreaker head-to-head, they would then at that point be the first place team right now in Class AAA. Still a lot of season left, though, as we head down the backstretch here, but certainly a meaningful matchup here tonight for both of these teams.
Yeah, both these teams want to break out and take over that first place spot. I mean, Peters Township is in the midst of defending a championship right now, while Seneca Valley has made strides over the last few seasons to get itself back into a situation where it can get back to a Penguin Cup, much like it did in the 2009 and 2010 seasons when they were runner-ups, losing to Shaler and Cannon McMillan. So for Seneca Valley, the one thing I want to see tonight is offensive pressure with a team that doesn't necessarily light the lamp. Leading goal scorers have 6 on the season.
Puck is dropped. Connor Gelarowski with the initial control for the Indians of Peters Township as he took the draw. Gelarowski, nice year so far, 19 points, their leading point producer, and he'll be an all-star in Sunday's all-star game. Quick turnover here, and here come the Indians back the other way. Gelarowski going to dump it in, and chasing on after it is Jeremy Anthos. Anthos then watched it go around to the far side boards where Tori Schwartz picks it up, their leading goal scorer with 11 on the year. Puck funneled back to the middle, and now Seneca Valley wearing those nearly all black uniforms. They are pretty interesting new uniforms that Seneca Valley has, as bringing the puck ahead for them is Marshall Mayer, and his dump-in attempt hit a stick, and then that will skate past Anthos and come back in Seneca Valley's own zone. Misplaying it is Poon, picked up by Seneca Valley, walking down, shot on the net by Diamond, and right there, make the save on Andrew Diamond, and we get the first look at Brock Scharbog, and the Raiders in the all-black uniforms with the baby blue trim, the gray numbers. Hey, broadcasters delight those uniforms. Peters Township with the red unis as that shot's up high. Good save by Scharbog. Rebound attempt in front of the net, scramble for it. And now getting to it in the corner is Jack Underwood. He tried to clear it out, goes behind the cage and brings it back to the near side and scoots it up ahead to Cal Raymore. Raymore on it, tries to go through the legs of Giovanni Sarachin, was able to do so momentarily, but it's turned over. And now dumping it back in will be Davis, as Austin Davis knocked it down. Defenseman without a point on the year. Over for it is Underwood. Puck got up high, actually hit an official on the far side, and that allows Seneca Valley to come ahead with it. It's Watkiss. Watkiss down the lane and hit a stick and goes to the far corner where Brett Lejeune goes after it. Now a slapper from the left point somehow got through and had to be on his toes there, did Brock Sharbaugh, as that one surprisingly found its way through. Now going after it is Andrew Diamond on the far side. He takes a check and gets knocked to the ice by Brett Lejeune. Puck banked back behind the Peters net and comes back out towards the center of ice. Bouncing puck, trying to pick it up, is Conrad Deemer. Could not control it, but the Indians able anyways to dump it down, and Logan Johnson comes out and plays the puck for the first time. Shots 4-0 early, as this will be sent all the way back down. Icing is waved off. Is sliding in to get it is Ryan Lee. And he'll circle it all the way around the boards, and it'll go all the way back down. Icing was waved off on this one as well, as stepping to it is Bryce Corner. But the puck nearly turned over. Getting in after it is Eric Wilbert. Now battle on the near side boards. Seneca Valley behind their own cage, trying to get it out of danger. Got to be careful. This Peters Township forecheck, it's what they're known for. The depth in the forechecking has always been a trademark of Rick Tingle's team. As this puck's left off, a half slapper on, rebound in front, and a goal put into the back of the net on the backhand. And that is Mark Lehman that will get the goal. The original shot came from Andrew Wilbert. And then on the backhand was the big man in Mark Lehman to tuck it into the net for his third goal of the year.
And that was just a fantastic job, as you were talking about, Josh, that forecheck that Peters Township likes to establish. Got the pressure towards the far post on Johnson. Rebound attempt gets pushed right in front in the low slot, and Peters Township right there in the midst and able to make a great play on a backhand.
An early goal on Logan Johnson. Those can be hard to come by. He, again, only gives up a 162 goals against to opponents this season. Alex Hanna watched it go by his stick, and then it's dumped back down. Or going after it is Christopher Price. Puck turned over. Seneca trying now to tie the game as they trail 1-0. An early goal as that shot by Lenz came from the right point. Boy, that curled towards the net, and Sharbaugh had to fend it off. Now a slapper from the left point, no good. Lee going to go after it, and now a turning attempt is sent through the goal mouth by Chris Belt, and up and out of play, and puck will go out to bring the clock stop. 3:18 to go. 1-0 as Peters Township on the board early.
It's one thing I've been surprised early on in this one is the issues with the back check by Peters Township, doing a great job offensively when establishing zone pressure in Seneca Valley's area, but unable to do a lot defensively. 5 quick shots by Seneca Valley, but luckily for Peters Township, all low chance shots except maybe one.
Good puck played by Mayer, but a bit high is going in after it was Hunter Mueller. Mueller 12 points on the year, tied for the team lead with Giovanni Sarachine. This puck trying to exit is Peters. Big collision as Gelarowski laid out Mueller, who had let go the shot. Gelarowski going in after it on the far side. It comes back near side of the rink, where stepping to it will be Jeremy Anthos. Anthos 11 points on the year. Scrum for it behind the cage. Pokes back over to Anthos. He's going to skate out with it. Good speed as he'll take a check into the near side boards. Watkiss, the man to deliver that. Now it's sent back behind the cage where Logan Johnson will play it. Now Watkiss came down the center of the ring, tried for one. The Lejeune with it. Bouncing around, and finally Peters will knock it back down the rink, but that will go for an icing call with 11:56 to play here in period 1.
It looks like offensively, Seneca Valley started out by going into the middle slot, opening up plays on the outsides, and now it looks like Seneca Valley wants to establish the pressure on the half wall, break the puck around on the boards, and then bring it back across into the slot to open up the opportunities. Face-off one back. Puck flutters up in the air. Going in for it is Austin Davis around to the far side of the rink, where Jack Underwood
Misplayed it for a moment, but then gets it back. Maybe a 3-on-2 if Underwood can get up, but he'll just dump it in. Johnson will come out and coolly play the puck again. Seen him now a couple of times step out and kind of calmly play that puck. He's getting in after it is Lenz. Nate Lenz lost control of it. Out to Davis at the left point. Davis a low shot, and that one hit something and went flying up in the air. I think it caught maybe a carom on the end boards and came all the way out into the circle. This puck is Sarah Sheen is in after it. Taken away by Davis. Underwood went for it on the far side, laid a check, and then ends up getting the puck up ahead to Cal Raymore. Raymore brings it ahead, little wrister, hit a skate on the way through. Getting in the way was Watkis, and then it'll be cleared all the way back down.
That was a great offensive look for Peters Township, going for that drop pass with Raymore after the initial block shot. Just a little too far out of the outstretched reach of the defense.
Puck juggled a bit. Testa in after it. Now this low shot went just wide of the cage. That again looked like it maybe caught Brock Sharbaugh off guard a bit. Testa will dump it back down. Lee gets to it for Peters. Knocks it ahead. Wilbert, who I believe assisted the first goal, that we'll get the confirmation of that from the Point Streak site. Looked like his slapper that got through that then was put back in by Mark Lehman. Puck out to the right point. Low shot through traffic. Hit a leg off the blade of Christopher Price. Now Wilbert pulls up. That one was intercepted. Raiders will dump it back in. Seneca Valley this year scoring 2.75 goals per game, as this could be a 2-on-1. Wilbert down the left side, gets it across, and not able to put it home was Jack Lang, looking for his first goal of the year and nearly got it on a 2-on-1, just could not quite get enough on the puck. Seneca Valley is 7th in AAA in goals scored. It's really been the defense that's held up for them. This puck's turned over. DiNardo in after it, put one on the cage. He took a heavy check for it. Now it comes back around for Seneca Valley. Puck slid ahead and comes all the way back into the Raiders' end. Had some issues with zone exiting here in this one early. Good one, though, here up ahead onto the stick of Garvin. Reese Garvin on the backhand behind the cage. Puts on the brakes. Battle for it. Garvin lost control, and it's going to be played back out to the center of the ice. Mayer takes a check from Crean. Laying after it. Goes by his stick. Then he's able to pick it up in the circle and knock it out to the red line.
Seems as if Peters Township has learned to take the pressure away from the half wall.
There's Lenz, plays one across. Good little one-touch pass up ahead, sent by Schwartz. Now with it is Gelorowski. Gelorowski all the way to the cage, got through the defense. A pair of defenders was able to split him, and will go all the way back into Peters' end. Gelorowski, ton of skill, picks it up. Anthos gets a check. Anthos gets free, though. Tried to center one. Still it's free in front of the cage. A couple of Raiders down on the ice. And it'll come back out to the center of the rink. Davis slaps it off the near side boards. Behind the cage. For Seneca Valley, it's cleared back out to the middle of the rink. Picking it up is Anthos. Here is Jeremy Anthos. Tried to tuck it around a defender and get by him, but couldn't do so. I'll bring it up the right side. For Seneca Valley, it's Diamond. Got it to the middle of the rink. Now Diamond going in hard after it, but covering it is Sharbaugh as the center drive there came from Bryce Corner. But Sharbaugh able to glove it down.
Well, Josh, let's look at two great defensive plays by Seneca Valley, both by Noah Watkis and by Jackson Blucher. The first one on a 2-on-1, Watkis taking away the passing lane, setting up a very easy soft backhand shot on the cage, while Blucher, also in a 2-on-1, slid down to defend the shot, brought ahead by Peters Township. Two great plays to limit this to a 1-0 contest.
This puck sent all the way back into Peters' zone. Lee delivered a check to Sarah Sheen. Puck thrown towards the cage and swatted to the side by Sharbaugh. Shot 7-3. Just under 7 minutes to play here in the first period. 1-0. Tie up here. And up ahead with it is Underwood. Underwood will just safely play it behind the cage. And again, Logan Johnson out to cut it off. Trying to get to it is Austin Albert. Stolen away, and Wilbert took it to Deemer. Deemer on the left wing. Tie up in the corner. Wilbert in after it. He lost control of it for Peters Township. Now this puck played out to Albert of Seneca Valley. Up ahead looking for Testa, a bit too strong for Testa's stick, and now Lee will control it, and Lee just half slaps one all the way across, and that's going to be an icing call as it went past everybody.
Josh, it looks like right now we're going to have to go with your goal and assist call, as the game changer not working yet for this one. So whatever your goal and assist mark was, we'll send that.
I know for sure that the shot was by Wilbert. Did not see if there was a secondary assist on it, though. Sometimes they wait till between periods, perhaps, to put that up. Behind the cage, collision there as Poon played it off a man, and now bringing it ahead is Wilbert. Wilbert crossing over. The goal scorer, Mark Lehman, drops it off, and a shot from the right point hits a stick and goes up into the netting. Boy, big drive there off the stick of Jeffrey Poon, but it sails up into the netting.
That was just a great established offensive pressure by Peters Township, getting the puck in on the far wall, skating into the circle, dropping back to the wall, and then sending a nice soft backhand pass to the point for a great chance. Another chance by Wilbert there.
Yeah, Wilbert got the look, and it's covered up. So Logan Johnson has had to make, to this point, just 2 saves. He's let one by him. Shots 8-3 in favor of Seneca Valley. But the one that got by him is the one that matters most. It's 1-0. Back for it is Poon. Poon took a check to the ice. Banking it off the near side boards is Wilbert. Oh, nearly got it onto the stick. Or sorry, that is Wilbert, as he took it from the other Wilbert. Wilbert to Wilbert. It was Eric Wilbert looking for Andrew. Seneca Valley in their own zone. Pass ahead, stolen by Lang. Lang then tried to drop it off in the slot. He was trying to find the connection with DiNardo, but he wasn't quite ready for it. Now a heavy check by Mueller from behind as Austin Davis got knocked down. Kind of shakes his head as he hops back into the play. Hannah skates for it. No penalties to this point, knock on wood. And there will be the first one.
As soon as you say it, Josh.
The timing, impeccable. 12:35 will be the time of the penalty. It's going to be an interference call on Brett Lejeune.
It was pressure established by Seneca Valley on the far half wall in the Peters Township zone, and after poking the puck free and going to make an attempt to skate out towards the puck that was poked out, Lejeune just completely halting the movement ahead. I believe it was Spokane who was going for that.
Seneca Valley's power play, 4th right now in AAA, 17.78%. The penalty kill of Peters is 4th. So the 4th best penalty, fourth best penalty kill and 4th best power play. 86% for Peters on the year. Puck dropped off for Spokane, but it went by him. Michael Spokane now chasing it after it, is digging at it in the corners. Jeffrey Poon out here killing. Sent back up to the left point. Big slapper on, and a good save made by Sharbaugh on Sarah Sheen. he will hold on. Shots now 9-3, 3:49 to play here in this first period. It's 1-0 Peters Township.
And Seneca Valley just seems to be persistent in working that far board offensively, establishing its cycle on the power play, using the middle wall this time around.
Lenz with it from Sarah Sheen to the right circle. A little touch pass out of traffic there by Diamond. Albert behind the net. Albert skating after it. Diamond now back to it. Lenz going to poke down on, but it's going to get by his stick and be cleared out by Tori Schwartz. Nice killing there. Minute to go on the power play. The penalty and interference called to Brett Lejeune. On the left wing, puck left off, and now it comes back out to Lenz. Back up top to Sarah Sheen. We'll dump it down into the corner. Battle for it there. Comes free. Centering attempt. Swing and a miss for Mayer. Now picking it up is Lenz. Lenz waits, goes over to corner. Corner, wrist shot through traffic, and a save made into the chest protector of Brock Sharbaugh, who's looked really sharp in the early going, stopping all 10 pucks he's seen.
And Price made a big play on that shot by Mayer, as Mayer had an open look in the low slot, and Price coming across, dropping down to one knee to block the shot. Two great defensive plays by Peters Township so far in this penalty kill to cancel out open chances.
Some good stick movement here, and a shot through traffic. Rebound attempt put back on by Sarah Sheen. Sarah Sheen still battling for it. He takes a heavy check, goes down, couldn't finish. Now it comes on a shot from the left side as well, not home. And this puck cleared up. That's exactly how I got hit. Well, my broadcast partner got hit, I shouldn't say myself. As that puck's flipped out of play, there's no protective netting, as you can see here at the Baierl Ice Complex. So that puck cleared out of the zone, finds its way into the crowd. No delay of game either at this level. 3 seconds left on the power play. Taking the draw here is Belt. Chris Belt took it, but it's back down. The power play over. The Seneca Valley is 0 for 1.
Great power play, too, by Seneca Valley, despite not scoring. 4 good chances and a couple that were minimalized by great defensive plays.
Eric Wilbert played it ahead, then Lehman. He dropped back into Peters' end as Lee picks it up. Ooh, Lee nearly lost control of it into his netminder. Garvin intercepts. Garvin dumps it down, but Eric Wilbert steals it away. Eric Wilbert sends it right side to Andrew Wilbert. Andrew Wilbert an assist in this game. So there's 1:40 left here in the period. Mueller on the far side. Some speed, but catching up to him with the length is Mark Lehman. Back to the near side. I remember back in 2014 when Peters won the Penguins Cup, I remember thinking that they were the best forechecking high school team I've ever seen. And they've been pretty good in this game as well. This puck sent in, steered away by Johnson, then it came back in front. And Johnson had to be ready for it, but no shot was able to be put on as Wilbert was coming down. Now Eric Wilbert gives it off to Conrad Deemer. Deemer into the left circle, puts a shot on. That one steered aside. It goes wide of the cage. Under a minute to play here in the period. Long pass ahead. It's Sarah Sheen. Tries to go around the defender in Davis, but couldn't do so. And then a big, heavy check laid by Raymore. Up ahead, a long shot in, and a save made as that puck was blasted there by Peters Township. That was number 89. That was Austin Davis, who's been very active so far in this game.
Peters Township's one-touch pass ability has been fantastic in opening up chances, but Seneca Valley defensively continuing its MO of lacking opportunities for the opposition.
And normally you let up 4 shots in a period, which could be where they're at, and you feel pretty good about yourself out shooting a team 13-4, but they find themselves down 1-0. As Brock Sharbaugh has been the difference. Made 13 saves. It's a shot from up top by Poon. And he puts one back on. Intercepted, 10 seconds to go in the period. Lenz down the right side. Lenz tries to get around him, and good defensive work made by Mitchell Crehan. And now Underwood goes after it, and that will take us to the end of period number 1. 1 goal in the period. It was scored by Mark Lehman as he gets his 3rd of the year, set up by Andrew Wilbert. We're through a period here at the Baierl Ice Complex in Warrendale. As Peters Township on the road leads Seneca Valley 1-0. You're watching PIHL Hockey 2017-2018 right here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
Own your piece of hockey history with a Penguins game-used jersey. Visit J&J Distributing at www.jjdistributing.biz and check out one of their largest selections of Penguins game-worn jerseys from your favorite Pens, past and present. Or call 724-752-1556. J&J Distributing buys, sells, and trades some of hockey's most prized possessions, including the Penguins game-worn jerseys, Penguins practice jerseys, minor league jerseys, and new and game-used equipment. Browse their inventory today at www.jjdistributing.biz.
Back at the Baierl Ice Complex, along with Sean Saputo, I'm Josh Rowntree here for the Trib Live High School Sports Network. It is 1-0. Peters Township with the lead on the goal by Mark Lehman, assisted by Andrew Wilbert. And the Indians have a 1-goal edge, despite being outshot in the period 13-4, Sean. Seneca Valley had some chances, but this 4-goalie rotation for Peters Township, the next guy up, Brock Sharbaugh, is equal to it.
Yeah, Sharbaugh has seen ample opportunities, and as we talked about, if you're just joining us, Seneca Valley doing a lot of work from the far half walls, creating opportunities in the low slots, and Sharbaugh has been up to the task. He's had a couple rebound attempts that were unable to be cleared by the defense come awry, but
here's Mueller, a shot that hit the stick on the way through, went sailing high and over Sharbaugh's head.
That was really the first shot Seneca Valley's taken from distance, except from a high slot opportunity on the power play.
Schwartz dumps it down, going in after it is Anthos. Anthos centered one. Johnson got a stick on it and cleared it out. Good work by Logan Johnson to read that from behind the net, offside. Hand up in the air, and Peters will have to touch up. This puck misplayed here by Mayer on the far side of the rink. Johnson steps out, slowly gets to that puck. And the ice playing a bit slower now. The puck turned over. Lee is shot towards the cage, and Johnson makes another stop. Logan Johnson on the year has played all but one game. 8-3-0-2 is the record. And has looked really sharp. 2 shutouts, as we mentioned, the .937 save percentage and the goals against mark, both tops in Class AAA. And he'll be a part of the All-Star game on Sunday. We will video stream all 4 of those games from RMU, the Trib Live High School Sports Network. It was a fun day as that play by Lejeune was redirected by Lang in front of the net, and it went wide. Now this puck sent back towards the front of the cage, as playing that puck was DiNardo. Well, you see it with Peters Township. Talk about the depth. I mean, there's guys out here getting looks at the net and good looks and playing big minutes that don't even have a point this year. Just how it works with Peters. They have so many players. This left off right side of the net. Sharbaugh making the save. Is swooping around was Draper getting in there. Sarasheen had the initial attempt and the save made by Brock Sharbaugh.
We're kind of already in the same magnitude as we were in the first game, where Peters Township, this game was scoreless going into the second period, and Peters Township scored quick, but Peters Township scored midway through that first period, and Seneca Valley responded 11 minutes later, and it could much equal the same the way Seneca Valley has established pressure offensively.
Behind the cage, going in for it for Peters is Mitchell Crehan. Gets it off to Andrew Wilbert, and far side, his brother Eric was not able to get to it. Now back to Crehan. Dumped it off. And Eric Wilbert looking for Andrew, goes by his stick and goes long. Peters Township coming off a win over Cannon Mac, 7-4. Andrew Wilbert scored 2 goals, had an assist. Eric Wilbert had a goal and 2 assists. Jeremy Anthos, same thing for him. A goal and an assist for Connor Gelarowski. Torrey Shorts, a goal and a helper. And Jack Underwood scored a goal. Adam Hewlin started that game in net, and he made 21 saves on 25 attempts. Defense has been much better, though. They've given up some shots, but the goaltending has been there in this one, as this is sent down and knocked aside by Logan Johnson. Comes back out to Belt. Belt plays one on the backhand, looking ahead. Nice pass to Homan. Will Homan coming on after it. Haven't caught his name a whole lot here early, but he lost control of it. Jeffrey Poon took it away. That's behind the net, and Poon gets back after it. Poon looking to go around a man, lost control. A corner. Corner trying to dump it behind the cage. Seneca Valley player went to the ice. That's Belt. Christopher Belt went tumbling down. Then it comes back out to Watkiss. Watkiss, and then whistle blows, and interference call coming up now. Second penalty call to the game. This will be on Watkiss, an interference call. First Seneca Valley penalty.
That intentional interference call as Watkiss just impeded the progress after the chip into the neutral ice by Peters Township, giving chase on that. Wasn't able to see who it was. It may have been Deemer giving chase after chipping it into the neutral ice, but great draw by Deemer nonetheless for Peters Township.
Power play has been a bit of a struggle for the Indians. They are 7th in AAA right now, hitting at 14%. PK of Seneca Valley, that's not the case. They've been good, second right now in AAA. 90%, over 90% is the PK, is Poon with it. Poon delays, let it go over Rister. Good stick in front by Sarasheen out there, penalty killing. And now even better work applied by Andrew Diamond. So Diamond and Sarasheen up top. There's Poon with it. So he'll send it off to Schwartz. Schwartz on the half board, dropped it off and left it to Anthos. Now back over to Crean, a shot. And that one is collected and then sent the length of the ice by Sarasheen. So we approach a minute to play here in the power play. Schwartz trying to keep it alive. Got hauled down to the ice by Bryce Corner. Behind the net is Gelarowski trying to lead the rush ahead on the man advantage for another 45 seconds at least, as Johnson snags this one. Oh, played one dangerously through the middle of the ice, went just past the Indian player. Now Gelarowski will pick this one up. There is Connor Gelarowski, 8 goals, 11 assists, 19 points, leads the team. He'll be playing in the All-Star game Sunday. 1-0 is the score. Peters Township on top. Just over 12 minutes to play in the period. This puck stolen by Deemer, and then getting on top of it is Underwood. Underwood now delaying in the corner. Underwood sends one across, and an attempt in front, and it comes free and scooted out of there at the last moment. I believe that is that Corner in there that got to that. It is Corner with the heads-up play. That got behind Johnson. This will be cleared for an icing, but what a play it was by Bryce Corner defensively to get his stick in there and knock that out of danger.
Well, it was a great tic-tac-toe pass in front by Peters Township to set up a grand opportunity. Johnson sliding over to the far post made a fantastic save, but the rebound laid right in the crease and started to scoot back, and Corner at the last second with Peters Township converging in on the open puck and open net. Made a great play to dump that one down despite the end of the penalty. Great job by Corner defensively for Seneca Valley.
Price not able to play this. As this one's taken on the left side. Big slapper. Good save made by Sharbaugh and Reese Garvin. Garvin made a really nice play to get out of the zone and then just let one rip, and it's not a bad idea. Can't find the puck in the, way to get the puck into the net. Just put one as hard as you can at the goaltender. Maybe something trickles through. Had a game here, Sean, last week. It's on the face-off. A shot right away is covered up. Had a game here last week. It was Watkis, I believe, that let that one go. A game last week that a puck twice went through a goaltender's legs, slowly just trickling through and into the back of the net. As Sharbaugh makes another save off the face-off. And now a whistle blows. Offside.
I think that was a great job by Seneca Valley, though. And despite just taking the hard slap shot in tough angle, it was only the second shot of the period for Seneca Valley after pouring on 13. So establishing any form of offensive zone pressure by getting a face-off in the offensive zone helped out as Seneca Valley got a couple other chances.
Puck skips up into the Seneca bench. Got to be careful, though, with Seneca Valley. They trailed 1-0 against Bethel Park on Thursday for a good while, just like they have been tonight, and then they scored 3 goals in the third period. Sarasheen had a goal and an assist. Mueller had a goal and a helper as well, and Watkis had a goal in that game. Logan Johnson stopped 21 shots. So if you are Peters Township, you certainly can't sleep on this 1-0 lead. This puck dumped ahead to Wilbert. Could be a 2-on-1. They had the pair earlier with Lehman helping them out. Rebound attempt and a good save made as Andrew Wilbert, very active again, got a shot on, and good save by Johnson on a couple.
And another great play defensively, this time by Corner, taking away the angle from passing that puck across for a one-time opportunity. Forced Wilbert to have to take the shot from the short side instead of opening up the passing lane.
Lehman to take the draw here in the offensive zone. Cannot win it between his skates. It goes now. Poon going to put a shot on, and that hit a skate. And now it comes free. This is Testa going after it. Couldn't quite win the battle. Bounces around behind the net. Poon on the backhand will clear it up ahead. Not out. He gets it right back. Banked around to Lejeune. Now back to the near side to Andrew Wilbert. Wilbert had it go off his stick. This puck looked out. Poon, no, he lost it, and then it was blasted towards the net by Albert, and now some pushing and shoving. I think we might get a penalty out of this.
That was well after the shot. There is no penalty. I'd be surprised. No. Lejeune stepped in as Testa took a...
It's going to be on Lejeune. Roughing call at 6:37.
Yeah, Lejeune stepped in, kind of delivered an unnecessary hit on Testa. Just trying to keep him out of his crease. But penalty that did not need to be taken. Lejeune picking up his second penalty of the night. Had 10 penalty minutes coming into this one.
So now the Seneca Valley power play back to it. Here's Mueller with it on the right point. Played it off the stick of Anthos, defending well. Trying to get free in the corner. Seneca Valley back up top to Mueller. Shot through traffic. Rebound at the side of the cage. Not able to cover to Sharbaugh. Will be played back out by Peters, where Mueller intercepts the center of the ice. There's Mayer. Mayer's pass was stolen. Peters dumps it back down. They lead 1-0, under 10 minutes to play here in this second period. An early goal coming just 2:51 in by Lehman. Mayer has it behind the cage. Crehan now wins it. Crehan trying to clear but cannot get it out. Two players surrounding him, stolen away here for Seneca Valley. And now it comes back in front. Wraparound attempt, stop. Draper let it go, and a good save made by Sharbaugh. Maybe his best of the game to this point. And now a penalty coming up, a slashing call here. Slashing call to come at 7:56. It's going to be on Mueller. So that will negate the 42 seconds that were left on the Seneca Valley power play. They're now 0 for 2.
A lot more space on the ice to move around with the 4-on-4.
Picking up is Raymore. Raymore drops it off, looking for Lee, but it's intercepted. Watkis in after it. Watkis gets it back, trying to fight off Lee. Lee still in hard after it. Boy, what great work, and finally they get it ahead to Diamond. Diamond then bounces one towards the cage, but it never got fully there, and then a big collision as Christopher Price got knocked down. That was Lenz that took him, and now here is Raymore back to it. Again, Johnson almost effortlessly plays the puck to the corner. It's the one thing I've noticed, having seen Logan Johnson play now for the first time this year, is very smooth. I mean, a puck comes in with relative speed, and he just kind of softly deflects it over into the corner like you're supposed to do. There's a big hit applied here, right in front of us. Back and forth, Deemer getting into it with Robert Henn. Cooler heads prevail. Price dumps it down in, and Johnson again plays it to the corner. Here's Lenz in after it. Cut off by Deemer behind the net. Deemer takes a heavy check, spills down, then picked up by Henn. Back over to Lee. Lee at the right point. 40 seconds now on the power play. Oh, good pass across to Gelarowski, and then he got one back and tried to backhand it, but it went wide. Now here is Gelarowski with some speed. Brings it out into the circle. Centered one, no one home. Lee comes down on it. Here's Deemer. Deemer tried to get it across, but a good stick by Spokane. Now here's Lejeune. Lejeune right side for Lee. Man fell down for Seneca Valley. It was Spokane. Look out. Spokane going to get it ahead. All alone behind the defense is Homan. Homan walks it in, and he shoots, and it's going to be stopped by Sharbaugh. Looks like Sharbaugh got the blocker, maybe even the stick on it. Great save as Homan walked in all alone.
Great transition opportunity by Seneca Valley. The defense, you can see, is so beneficial and why Johnson is such a spectacular goaltender. Limiting chances, but a great play by Spokane to chip that one free. But great job by Sharbaugh living up to the test and keeping this 1-0.
Crean plays the draw forward for Peters. It bounces around. And now on the backhand, bringing it in. Good chance by Sarasheen, that he gets crumbled to the ice, and a whistle blows. That might have been off the moorings behind them all. Didn't see a penalty called for here. 6:57 left here in period number 2. It's 1-0. Peters Township leads Seneca Valley. The early goal within the first 3 minutes by Mark Lehman. Puck pops up in the air. Poon back in his own end, collects it. Peters looking to exit. Here's Wilbert. Wilbert dumped it down. Nice chase down play there for the man with the puck right now. It's played out by Corner. Now at the side of the net, backhand attempt went by Sharbaugh. Remember the play that Corner had earlier in his own net where he kept it out, was behind Johnson. Sarasheen blasts this one around. Skating after it is Andrew Diamond. Jeffrey Poon again with it, lost control. Now Wilbert plays one high up in the air, looking for his brother, but off the mark. Man hauled down along the blue line. Bodies flying everywhere, and finally, I believe it's an offside call. A couple of players hit the deck, including Corner, who I guess just got caught up by the ice monster, skating backwards, probably about 20 feet away from the play. He just hit the deck.
Much more even period between these two. Seneca Valley really took the offensive minded style in the first period, out shooting Peters 13-5, but this period each team knotted up 8 shots apiece.
This puck maybe played with a high stick, not called. It was just the glove that played it. Lang drops it back towards his own net. Getting to that one was Austin Davis. Up ahead, this is DiNardo. DiNardo put on the brakes, but then fanned on the centering attempt. And it's cleared back out. A lot of this game, this one's coming up into the crowd. A lot of this game has been played between the blue lines. This is kind of what AAA hockey in the PIHL has become. It's pretty tight checking, low scoring defensive games. You look at a lot of the scores week by week, and it plays that way. There have been a ton of one-goal games, and one of the people to credit with that is actually the guy, oddly enough, that runs the Baierl Ice Complex now, and who is also coaching at Pine Richland, and Jim Black. He was the commissioner for a couple of years, and they instituted the new format where they factor in school size and winning percentage. Here's Gilorowski off a steal, down the right side, shot on, rebound attempt. It's in front of the net. It was nearly gloved down and towards the net by a Seneca defender. Well, this Mueller maybe in after it. Now it comes back and a shot towards the cage. Now it's knocked aside as Testa let that one go, and then this one's cleared back up and out of play. Jim Black, as we mentioned, coaches at Pine Richland, was the commissioner for 2 years, and he changed the format where teams could fluidly move between classifications or can actually be forced to move up, even if it's against their will based on their winning percentage. And it's really kind of balanced out the competitive nature of the league, especially in AAA. Here's a backhand attempt from the left side of the cage, and a good save made on Mayer by Brock Scharbaugh.
Speaking of those close games, Mount Lebanon currently leading Central Catholic 2-1 this evening. And also in Class 3A, Butler leads Bethel Park 1-0.
Yeah, it should be a pretty good game there, Butler and Bethel.
We'll make it 3-0 as the update on that.
1-0 is the score of this game. 4.5 minutes to play. Shots 20-12 in favor of Seneca Valley, but they trail. Shot through. Raymore couldn't get to it. Hit a Seneca Valley player. Now Mayer with it. Turns. Dumps one up ahead. Look out. Stepping to it is Spokane. And Spokane just couldn't keep control of it. And that's, I think, been part of the issue here. Is Mayer on the intercept. No real rush either way, but particularly for Seneca Valley, they just have not been able to gain speed going towards the net. Just kind of a choppy night for them. Underwood, good pass ahead for Deemer. Here's Deemer swooping through. Good shot, went high. Johnson tried to get a piece of that, but it ended up clearing him and going over. Now Underwood with it. Left it off for Raymore. Deemer now poking down after. Deemer gives a shot into Testa, and it's back out to Mueller. Good cross-ice pass onto the tape of Mayer, but it hit off his stick. Dump back around. Mueller going in after it, but it went over his blade. Back out to Deemer. Conrad Deemer ahead to Cal Raymore. Raymore scrap for it. Raymore trying to get to it. Watkiss giving him the business. Now Raymore on the backhand. Good save made by Johnson. Dump back over to Sarasheen. Sarasheen up ahead to Watkiss. Had Mueller for a moment. And it's stolen away by Jonathan Flaw. Flaw without a point on the year. Getting some time. A long pass up ahead. Nearly got by Flaw. It did. Now here's Wilbert. Wilbert coming down the right side. Centering attempt, and a shot went just wide for Eric Wilbert. Coming from the left side. A good look there. It's the two Wilberts going back and forth with one another. A nice dangle move coming down and drawing a penalty here. I believe that's Watkiss, and a great individual effort. It's going to send a Peters player to the box as he was able to get down the lane. Did Noah Watkiss.
I think it's lucky number 3 for Lejeune.
It is.
For a hook.
13:32, the time of the third Lejeune penalty.
Josh, you mentioned the great forecheck that Peters Township has. How about its back check defensively today? Cutting out any angle that Seneca Valley has really had to establish an offensive zone pressure.
Yeah, I'm with you there. You know, every time it seems like Seneca Valley gets a turnover, gets a puck or something like that, it's just quickly negated, and then I think both sides, a forecheck, back check, both working really well. Both sides have played a pretty good defensive game, despite, again, giving up a fair amount of shots for this point in the game. They've given up 20 shots. A lot of them, I don't think, Sean, you would say have been quality opportunities for Seneca Valley. Here's a puck played towards the net, as that one is knocked aside. Now corner with it. Corner from the left side. Shot through. Off the mark is Sharbaugh for a moment. And now it's back out to center ice where Lenz will skate after it.
And to go off your point, Josh, maybe 1 in every 5 shots Seneca Valley has gotten maybe have been quality chances.
Here's corner. Puts on the brakes in the right circle. Fed one across, and it's just out of the reach of a teammate who then sends it back across for him. That's Diamond for 18. Diamond with it. There's Albert in front, but they box him out well. Watkiss on the right side. Shot through traffic and glove down by Sharbaugh. 1:22 to play here in the second. Still 1-0 Peters.
Smart decision by Sharbaugh to smother that one. It was deflected wide off the shot and settling things down, allowing his penalty kill to get a change. As that first shift of the penalty kill was out there over a minute. Get the second line of the PK out.
Raymore to take the draw opposite Spokane. Spokane won it. Back to the right point here on the power play to Watkiss, the captain. There's Watkiss up top, goes into the right circle, shot through traffic, and it goes in! Boy, it found its way through the 5-hole. I think that's Mueller that let it go. Couldn't tell if it hit anything in front, but a shot got through, and it's tied at 1. The initial shot came from Hunter Mueller, and couldn't see if it hit something in front, but it went through. Would have to think it was redirected at some point. And I know Hunter Mueller's either going to get the goal or the primary helper.
That was just a great pass. Working the point, going back to the circle, and then letting one rip, getting somebody in front.
Here's Anthos, turns, fired, and comes out to Crehan. Schwartzen after it. So we are tied at 1. The late second period goal for Seneca Valley. And now this one towards the cage. Johnson covers. Coming in after him was Schwartz. Correct me if I'm wrong, that came after the power play was expired.
Correct.
So an even strength goal. Seneca is 0 for 3 with the power play. False start on the draw. 38.8 left in the period. The goal at 15:51 of this second period, tying things at 1. Off the face-off, it comes back to Johnson, who holds on. Johnson has made 14 saves tonight. Gave up a goal just 2:51 in to Mark Lehman. If it is Mueller's goal, it's his 4th of the year. Here's Poon. Poon high in the air off fan shot. Now Anthos, a couple of looks, and it's behind the cage. Boy, Jeremy Anthos had a good crack at it, but never really was able to fully get control, and now a hand pass will be whistled with 14.2 left. Peters with some momentum was trying to respond.
But Johnson, just his ability to see the puck, create an opening for himself to see through the screen. And then it's almost at the last second every time he gets that availability to see and is able to make a big save.
Here's Andrew Wilbert. Lost control of it. 6 seconds left in the period. Crehan will skate back on this now slow ice. Dumps it off to Lehman, and that'll do it for period number 2. here from the Baierl Ice Complex. It is tied at 1. The late goal by Hunter Mueller has knotted this game as we head to the final 17 of regulation, with Peters Township and Seneca Valley tied at a goal apiece. You're watching PIHL Hockey 2017-2018 right here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDriveSYou.
Carlo University is a proud sponsor of the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
AstroTurf, a pioneer in sports surfacing, proudly supports high school athletics. Visit one of their 280 fields in the tri-state area to see their cutting-edge technology. AstroTurf's focus on R&D enables them to provide innovative surfaces that protect athletes and stand the test of time. AstroTurf now propels performance with iconic turf fields and legendary Recordtan tracks. They manufacture, build, and maintain a full range of turf and track systems for total quality control. Learn more at astroturf.com.
Check out the new Trib Live High School Sports Network on social media this season for breaking news, scores, pictures, videos, links to our articles, and more. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram under the handle Trib Live HSSN. Get in the conversation on Facebook at facebook.com/TribLiveHSSN. And on our YouTube channel, you can find thousands of interviews with local student athletes and coaches, plus highlights and full games. The spot for Western Pennsylvania high school sports on social media this season is the new Trib Live High School Sports Network. Hi, this is Josh Rowntree with the new Trib Live High School Sports Network's PIHL Power Play Show. This winter, myself and the coach, Kevin Zilmansky, will bring you the most comprehensive coverage of high school hockey in Western PA. Hey, Kevin, any suggestions on how we can pull it off?
We're not goons. We're not bullies. No matter what people say or do, we have to be ourselves.
Okay. Well, word is that you've been letting success go to your head a bit.
Okay, what I do is none of your business. Is that clear?
This should be a fun season. It's the PIHL Power Play Show every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on the new Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Hit the ice at Mount Lebanon Ice Center, offering the most comprehensive instructional programs in the area, including hockey, figure skating, and learn-to-skate classes for all ages and ability levels. Classes start soon along with senior and developmental hockey leagues. Mount Lebanon Ice Center also hosts Friday night teen skates and Friday after-school skates for younger children. Birthday party packages also available. Mount Lebanon Ice Center, serving the South Hills for more than 35 years. Call 412-561-4363 or go to mountlebanon.org.
For a weekly in-depth look at boys and girls high school basketball in the district, log on to the WPIHL Roundball Report every Wednesday at 6 p.m. here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Join experts Chris Harlan, Sean Myers, and James Dotson for coaches' interviews and the latest hoops news around the WPIHL. Oh, and Don Rebel is back on the show as well. That's the WPIHL Roundball Report, Wednesday at 6 p.m. here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Back here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, along with Sean Saputo. I'm Josh Rowntree. 1-1 is the score. After 2 periods of play, well, we expected a tight, low-scoring game. We've already seen one tight, low-scoring game between these two teams this year, Sean, and that's exactly what we've gotten through 34 minutes of play, 1-1. Mark Lehman, the goal for Peters Township, and Hunter Mueller, the goal for Seneca Valley. And here we are square as we head to the final period.
Same exact thing as last meeting, except Peters scoring in the first and Seneca scoring in the second. These two teams were at a stalemate going into the third period of the last one, too, until 8 minutes in. And then Seneca responded just over a minute later. So, I mean, we could very much see exactly what happened last time. These two teams just playing a very defensive hockey game. Shots kind of opened up a little bit more in that second period for Peters Township, putting 13 on net for 18 total. And Seneca Valley I had with 11 for 24 total. And Seneca Valley's offensive pressure, though, as we had mentioned while we were going over that late in the period before the goal, right after the power play ended, a lot of Seneca Valley's chances haven't come from the high-quality areas. A lot of the chances have just been throw pucks at the net, make Sharbaugh move around, try to find a way to get the offensive zone face-off and then work things from there, while Peters Township has taken a lot into consideration of the fact of working the middle to low slot, finding the high-quality chances. It's just Johnson has lived up to the task every time for Seneca Valley, proving why he's one of the best in the PIHL.
Yeah, no question about it. We have seen 38 shots, only 36 have gone in between these two teams. And, you know, it's interesting. You have a guy that plays a ton of minutes on one side, and Logan Johnson, who's a rock in net. And then you have a guy on the other side, Brock Sharbaugh, who's playing only his third game of the year. But Rick Tingle, now in his 12th year at Peters, says he's done this before where he's had to roll 3-4 goaltenders. He says he's never had the quality of 1 through 4 that he has this year. But I think they're pretty confident. And, you know, last year they went with 3 guys with Yulin and Adam Yulin, Wes Kahlor, who was really great for them, Kahlor during the year, and then Alex Wilbert kind of came on late. And then Wilbert, you know, he ended up getting to the playoffs, and Wilbert he thought had the hot hand, went with his gut, and it worked out as Wilbert let up 4 goals in 4 games, and they won a state title. So very interesting the way that Rick Tingle, longtime head coach and a guy that's really been around and been a major part of the game of high school hockey in Western PA for a number of years. It's kind of interesting how he does it, but it works. And you look at the results, they're certainly there. 6 Penn's Cup titles for this program, and sometimes going with your gut is a good thing. It worked out for them a year ago, winning a state title.
Yeah, and it just shows how much talent Peters Township has around the board when Ryan Leppy is out, who has 18 points on the season. Jake Majestic is also scratched, who has 4 points, who played a factor in the first game against Seneca Valley. Nick Young scored his first goal of the season, his only goal of the season in that game against Seneca Valley earlier. He's a scratch. John Sable's a scratch, who has 3 assists on the year. So it just shows that Peters Township, despite having to scratch kids to make room in rotations, to give everybody, because of the talent level on this team, ice time and capability to play in games, it shows that just because you've only played maybe 6 games out of the 12 you've played this year, that's the talent level that Peters Township has to work with, and it shows out on the ice. While Seneca Valley, on the other hand, it's just this defense has made so many plays tonight, at least, that has kept this game closer than it really could be. 3 2-on-1 opportunities by Peters Township were snuffed out by great defensive plays by 3 different Seneca Valley defenders, and it was Noah Watkis on one. The second one was Jackson Blucher, and the third one was done by Robert Henn, or excuse me, no, it was Corner who had the third play. One of them just completely cutting out the passing lane, making Peters Township shoot. Another one diving down to block the initial shot. And then the second one, just a great play, coming back on the back check, poking them off the puck. And that's what Seneca Valley has to live and die by with the limited scoring that it has this season, is just stellar defense all around.
For Peters Township, their next game will be at home. And it's going to be on Tuesday. It'll be January 30th, 8 days from today. They will host Cathedral Prep. That'll be a big game. You look at the standings right now with Peters Township, the number 1 team for the time being. We'll see how this game leads things there. Peters Township 10-1, 0-1, 21 points. Seneca Valley 9-2-1 with 19 points. So a win tonight puts Seneca Valley into first place, and really they control their own destiny after that. They have played next to Central Catholic, who has played 11. They and Peters have played the fewest games in the AAA field right now. Central Catholic right now is on the outside of the playoff race. North Allegheny is 8-4-2-0. They have 18 points, so they're not too far behind. Cathedral Prep is 8-4-1-0 with 17 points, but North Allegheny 2 extra games, Cathedral Prep 1 extra game than the 2 teams we see tonight. Mount Lebanon 7-5-1-1 with 16 points. Butler 6-7-1-0 with 13 points. Bethel Park 5-7-1-0 with 11 points. And Cannon Mac would be the final playoff team should the season end today. They are 4-9-0 with 8 points. Plum, though, is 4-8-0. They've really started to turn it on after a slow start. They have 8 points, and they also have a game in hand with Cannon Mac. And Central Catholic 3-7-1-0 with 7 points. So really the entire field right now, as we head into these last handful of games down the stretch, 6 games left for both of these 2 teams. still there are playoff spots up for grabs for every team.
And there's no easy game, really, at the AAA level. I mean, you see it with these two teams. You can see what everybody can do against one another. Cannon Mac, who's holding that last spot, took Peters to a 7-4 final. North Allegheny, who's in third, beat Peters 5-1. And it's just been the way the season has gone and just how close these teams really are all together, and the fact that just one loss can really change the swing of things overall. I mean, Butler contending with Seneca Valley 5-4, and Seneca Valley beating North Allegheny. It just anybody can beat anybody in this league and on any given day, and the talent level shows.
The one thing Peters Township does know is that they have clinched a playoff spot. Seneca Valley would do so with a win or a overtime loss here tonight as well. So chance for both of these teams. One already has racked up a playoff spot, and another a chance to do that with a point here this evening. It is 1-1 after 2 periods of play. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the puck drop of the third period here from the Baierl Ice Complex. Peters Township 1, Seneca Valley 1 after 2 periods here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
While the weather outside may be frightful, the winter high school sports is delightful. That's here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Log on to the Trib, hssn.triblive.com for weekly audio and video coverage of boys and girls high school basketball, WPIHL wrestling, and PIHL high school hockey. The warmth and the glow of the winter sports season may be heard daily on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDrivesYou.
Carlo University is a proud sponsor of the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
The 2 goal scorers are Mark Lehman of Peters Township. That came 2:51 into the period, and then late in the second, it was a 2:51 into the first period for Lehman. Hunter Mueller got the tying goal at 15:51. And we head now to the third period. Puck drop, we're underway here from Baierl Ice Complex. Along with Sean Saputo, I'm Josh Rowntree. Chelsea Rowntree working the camera tonight for us. Hope you are enjoying watching this one. This puck dumped down, Logan Johnson in after it. Now sent back towards the cage. We are going to effort, as Johnson covers this one up, to get Logan Johnson onto the PIHL Power Play show on Wednesday night, as I actually will be getting a week off from the show. Take a little trip on Wednesday and be gone for a few days, and Kevin Zilmansky and Sean Myers will fill in for me. As those guys will talk hopefully to Logan Johnson. They'll have a coaching guest as well, so make sure it's 8 o'clock right here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Puck sent ahead, and Diamond in after it. Getting to it is Wilbert. That's Andrew Wilbert. It's such a trend, much more so as it's brought ahead here by Seneca Valley. Now Sarah Sheen with it, but they're offside. Much more of a trend, Sean, in high school hockey, I think, more than any other sport, brothers playing together. You don't see it in other sports the same way that you see it in hockey, and I don't know necessarily why that is, but it is more common than not, in fact, that you see brothers on a team playing together than not see them. It's kind of odd to actually not see multiple last names on a roster. And it's oftentimes a family affair, the game of hockey.
You got the Wilbur brothers at Peters Township, and then, as we were talking earlier, Seneca Valley, Sarah Sheen's older brother had played.
Right.
And now he's a part of the coaching staff at Seneca Valley with his younger brother currently on the team.
There's a trio of Sarah Sheens that have played hockey at Seneca Valley. That one's put towards the cage, and Johnson's right there to make the save. And yeah, not only do you see it, on current rosters, but you also see names that you remember, last names you remember from 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, that was always the case. The team that always sticks out to me is Mars. They had just all the time, they had brothers and lineage of hockey players there where, every 3 or 4 years you see a last name that you remember from 4, 5, 6 years ago. And it's just kind of a hockey hotbed, some of these areas, and encourages brothers to play, and sometimes I've seen the case too, sisters as well. Puck will go down for icing. In fact, good to see Madison Barker of Indiana named an All-Star this year, a goaltender from Indiana. So female participation in the sport has certainly been driven up here these last few years. Puck put towards the cage. Raymore able to clear it out, though, and it will come out to Lucher. Off to Mayer. Flips one up ahead. Going in after it is Price. He's being challenged, though, and tried to whip one back out of his zone. Official kind of got in the way there for a moment as that one's tipped up into the crowd, and a nice snag made in the top row. I'm telling you, Sean, they're getting closer.
Frozen synthetic rubber. I've felt it before, and it does not feel good.
It does not. It is not fun. I always, every time I'm at this rink, I tell the story. A few years ago here, and the guy that I was working with took a puck to the leg in the top row, tried to avoid it, ended up falling forward, and kind of how our setup is here with all the equipment, fell right on top of it and wiped the whole thing out. Broadcast went kaput, and that was not a fun night. So you got to be careful here at the old Baierl Ice Complex. There's Mueller down the left side. He has a tying goal as that puck to the net is saved by Sharbaugh. Mentioned Rick Tingle in his 12th year. Anthony Rako now in year number 10 at Seneca Valley. I was talking to Anthony before the game, and always great, both of these guys, to talk to them. And Anthony said it was his 10th year, and I couldn't believe it. I feel like just yesterday he was telling me that it was like his 4th year, and now it's year number 10. So here's Sarah Sheen, drops it off. Draper, Draper, a high shot. That might have caught the mask of Sharbaugh on a great shot up high by Draper. Back towards the cage, played down with a high stick. No, Draper, it's waved off, and it's cleared back into Seneca's end. Icing waved off. Mueller will skate in after it. Lost control of it. Turning play by DiNardo, but it comes back out. Now all of a sudden it's a little bit more free skating out there. Davis trying to get to it, but Sarah Sheen stepping up as well. Sarah Sheen trying to get low to get around Davis. Now he tries to take it in the corner. Sarah Sheen back on it. Wrap around with the backhand poked out of there. Nicely done by Sharbaugh. Hannah will get to it. The far side half boards lost his edge for a moment. Gets it ahead to DiNardo. He's 1-on-2 as he enters the zone. DiNardo delays, shoots one. Good save made by Johnson by the chest protector. Shots 25-18 now. So we're nearly 4 minutes into this third period, tied at 1. Puck just off the stick of Garvin. Crehan will get to it. Now here's Poon. And this Peters Township team, defending state champions, beat Holy Ghost Prep 2-1 in the title game a year ago. Good work by Wilbert. Andrew Wilbert getting to that.
Going back to that play by Sharbaugh, poking that puck free. You don't see that too often with younger goaltenders willing to take away an opportunity by...
It was a good puck towards the side of the cage, and Johnson had to get the blocker down to that. Now Lehman turns, centers one, and it hit off Wilbert's stick and goes wide. Now comes over to Eric Wilbert. Initially it was off Andrew Wilbert's stick. Back out to Poon. Poon will drop one across the ice, and it's picked up by Eric Wilbert.
As I was saying, Sharbaugh with that poke check, A lot of young goalies won't take themselves out of position to poke a puck free, but did a great job keeping himself in an area where he can make the save if necessary while trying to poke the puck out.
So the icing on the puck will take it all the way back down to the other end. That team a year ago lost 3 of their top 4 scorers. They actually lost scores 2, 3, and 4, including a really good defenseman in Matt Michalowski. Puck shot by Schwartz. Schwartz, their leading goal scorer, 11 this year, been a bit quiet tonight. That puck's played down by Spokane.
One of my favorite players I saw last year from Peters, they lost Steven Rex.
Yeah. Rex, terrific. Not only in PIHL competition, but amateur with the Pens Elite. Was a great player for them. Speedster. A tie up here, look out, stolen away. This is Schwartz, here he is. Schwartz with Gilarowski coming with him. Schwartz, a low shot, and it went just wide. And Rex last year was part of the puzzle of the state championship team. But I remember talking to Kevin Quinn, who's the coach of the Pens Elite AAA travel team, and he said that he considered Steven Rex to be the best player in high school hockey in Western PA. As that puck put towards the net, and Logan Johnson will hold on.
He was just a great all-around talent. His ability, his speed, as you mentioned, Josh, and then just his ability on the forecheck, the back check, and one of the better penalty killers I saw in the PIHL as well.
Scored 10 goals a year ago as that puck's flipped up into the bench. Last year, Gilarowski led them in points. He had 10 goals, 12 assists. Cal Raymore was really good for them in the playoffs, had 3 goals, 12 helpers in the regular season, and then had 2, is that off the draw, went just wide, had 2 goals and 4 assists in their 4 playoff wins. Seneca Valley last season had actually the same regular season record as Peters Township, 10-8-2 in the regular season, as that puck's blasted to the near side boards. Now coming away with it for a moment was Jonathan Flaw, then stolen away. Here's Davis. Davis walking it in, shot off his skate. Underwood going to the net. Davis gets it back, tries to put it towards the net. And knee-on-knee collision. That's going to be a penalty. It's going to be a penalty on Deemer, but look out. Here comes Seneca Valley. Draper leaves it off, and it's going to go wide and be touched up. But that is going to be a penalty. It's a knee-on-knee collision, and it was the man that had the initial contact was Conrad Deemer, and he'll head to the box. 6:40 to call. He's arguing the call, but that's the right one. He got the leg out and went knee on knee. Kind of a dangerous play.
Maybe trying to do a little too much by Seneca, though, not taking the chance on the shot, trying to drop it back for a more positive opportunity.
Power play here as it's a good save. The rebound nearly put home by Spokane, but Sharbaugh able to keep it out. Seneca Valley, their 4th power play of the game. They turn it over. They're 0 for 3 so far. 10 minutes to play in regulation. All picked up. Here's Watkiss, a lot of speed. Man advantage. Minute and a half left on it. Gets it off to Spokane. Watkiss gets it back, walks it through, gets it off to Mueller, a shot high, and it goes over the catching mitt of the netminder in Sharbaugh. Good pace here now all of a sudden by Seneca Valley, but a nice check made by Anthos, as that puck will be driven all the way back down the rink. There's Draper getting in after it, but it can't establish possession in the attacking zone. Mueller free skating. Oh, look at him skate. He'll play it up ahead and stolen away. Gilarowski tried to get free. Watkiss got to it. Here's Watkiss bringing it ahead again. High shot off a stick. Poon will take it in the corner. Poon trying to clear it, but not out. Now from the slot, a good shot and a better save made. Is letting that one go with Sarah Sheen, but right there, Brock Sharbaugh yet again with the big stop.
And that is a fantastic shot on this power play, dancing from the top of the circle to the middle slot, opening up a slap shot. Didn't beat him, but you still get to get an offensive zone draw and try to establish a cycle on this power play.
8:58 to go. Here's Lenz. Lenz trying to get one through. Man fell down in front. Diamond at the side of the cage. Now puck back through. Diamond wasn't ready for it. And it goes past his stick. Diamond picks it up behind the net to Mayer. Back to left point. A shot on. That one steered aside as it was let go by corner. Good defense in front. That one, though, stung Lehman. He's slow as he hobbles and just pulls himself over the boards. He was feeling that one. Here's Mayer. 4 seconds left on the penalty. Mayer behind the net. Puts on the brakes. Penalty over. Mayer, left point, shot through traffic, knocked aside by Sharbaugh. Peters trying to clear, they will. Up ahead to Eric Wilbert. Wilbert trying to bounce one through the blue line, but it's sent back out to the middle of the ice, and picking it up is Mayer, but he lost control. Lee gives him a check. And now from one Wilbert to the other, Andrew to Eric, now Gelarowski. Gelarowski rings one off the post.
That was a blast of a wrist shot.
Leads to a rush the other way. Seneca Valley got right on top of that. Boy, what a shot by Connor Gelarowski. Homan going in after it. 7.5 to play in regulation. This puck flipped up the near side, and Mueller will watch it go by. Johnson stepping out. Testa over to Belt, and Belt will backhand one. Lejeune in after it. A little one-touch pass to Lang. Now, knocked down is Anthos. Now from the far side, good shot by Schwartz, went high. Physical play picking up. Lang lost control of it. It'll come back out to Lejeune, who calmly dishes it over to Davis. Davis knocks it down. Johnson on it. Now good little give and go, and the shot's off the bar again. Oh, right in front yet again for Peters Township. Another attempt. Penalty coming up. Jeremy Anthos had the puck that was a rebound that went off the left post and out. Boy, what a look.
It looked like it went in, though, Josh. I saw that puck hit like in the inside. That was very, very close. Peters Township's winning 3-bar right now. If we're keeping tally on that one, too. But, I mean, two very good shots by the Indians, just moments apart, and now a power play coming up. The Seneca Valley had to do something to kill the pressure that Peters Township had established.
So the call will be on Michael Spokane. Peters to their third man advantage. See, you said you thought you saw it go in.
I thought I saw it.
I thought the other way. I thought it hit the bottom of the left bar. But regardless,
maybe just from the angle I'm at.
Yeah. It's a game of angles, is it not? As that puck is dumped back down. Yeah, I thought it, just as Anthos put it on the net, I thought it kind of fluttered and hit the left bar, on the inside of the left bar. It was very close, though. It stays 1-1. Remember that play, though. A couple of posts hit, first Gelarowski and then Anthos. As that one's back down and cleared.
Gelarowski's post shot, though, fantastic. I mean, he beat Johnson with a hard wrist shot to the short side. You're right, though. Check those two right now.
Gelarowski down the left wing, trying to get around a man. Good defense there. Comes back out to Schwartz. Schwartz ran into his teammate. It was Gelarowski. Now Raymore with it. Stumbling here, and finally Schwartz comes up with it. 44 seconds left. Big slap shot on rebound attempt. That's off the inside of the bar, and it stays out yet again. That time it was Raymore on the shot from Gelarowski. Got the rebound and put it off the pipe. Gelarowski again, 3 shots in a matter of 3 minutes have hit off the post here.
Peters Township cannot by any luck to get past Logan Johnson. That's just tremendous. 3 posts And you said it, under 3 minutes for Peters Township, all on fantastic opportunities as well.
Crean played it across to Schwartz. 5 seconds left on the penalty. Look out. That one catching the top of the glass. That one nearly made it out of play. This one chipped to the near side. Mueller after it. Under 5 to play. And what's been a tight checking defensive kind of AAA hockey game here in the PIHL tonight. First place on the line. This puck played nicely by Anthos. Good read. Now dumped up the near side. Lee with it. Played it a couple of times in the skate off to Lehman. Right side. Big shot save made as Schwartz let it go. And right there yet again, Logan Johnson.
I think that was more of a shot just to get an offensive zone face-off. When Peters Township has had those offensive zone face-offs, it's established more pressure than when bringing the puck across against this Seneca Valley defense. So just a quick shot to get that offensive zone draw.
Under 4 minutes to play now. Behind the net is Wilbert. Andrew Wilbert fed it up top. Lejeune the play on. 3 flat-out post hits here for Peters Township. That one sent long. Lejeune to it. Now over to Davis. Wilbert, one-touch pass to Lang. Lang skating out here with the 2 Wilberts, but they turn it over. Belt with it. Good poke check by Davis. Get it off Belt stick. Dump near side. Comes back to Davis. Davis delays. Sends it up the middle of the rink. That's going to be an icing call. With 3:10 to go, it's tied at 1 between Peters Township and Seneca Valley. Again, Peters Township 21 points on the year. Seneca Valley with 19. Seneca Valley has beaten them head-to-head in a shootout this year, so a win for Seneca would give them outright control of first place in Class AAA. With 5 games remaining after tonight for each team. Face off one back, Crehan after it. Circles it around to Blucher, who intercepts. Raymore laid a hit. Blucher got it though. Shot from the left side, that one just wide, and now back at the side of the cage after Mueller had let it go. And a save made by Brock Sharbaugh. Well, after the game, we will have the Trib Live 3 stars of the game, and at least the way this thing is trending, I think a good chance you see at least one, if not both, of these netminders on that list. As that shot by Mueller hit a stick and went into the boards, bumped from behind. Flying into the boards was Crehan. Now Crehan hauled down. Now centering pass right in front, good shot on, better save made. As right on the doorstep was Diamond, but right there again was Brock Sharbaugh.
And that opportunity, while it looked like it was a great chance for Seneca Valley, really was limited at the fact that that was a bouncing puck that Diamond didn't have a lot of time to play on. Had to play that off the bounce and get some form of a shot on it, and didn't get all of it that he could. But still, Sharbaugh right in position to make a great save.
No question. Here's Anthos. Circles it around to Price. Good sliding play down to a knee went Price. And Schwartz plays it up into the Seneca bench. And is this going to be a penalty? Just a warning given to the Seneca bench. That's the right call. Kind of like in football when you see sideline warnings given before penalties given. Here's Lee off the draw. Good slapper and a big-time pad save made by Johnson.
Great kick out with the pad, too, getting it to the far boards away from slot traffic.
Anthos turns, dumps it in. Back after it is Robert Henn. Circles it around to Mayer. Mayer tried to chip it out, but it came to Gilarowski. A good slap shot, and again a save made by Logan Johnson. Boy, these 2 netminders have been sensational tonight.
Johnson just coming up big on that first one with the pad kick out and then showing the leather, snatching that one up from Gilarowski, and he's standing tall. These two have seen ample amount of shots over the last 2 periods.
One guy playing his 12th game of the year, the other playing just his 3rd, but both have been, I think, equally impressive. Rick Tingle said this is the best depth of goaltending he's ever had in 12 very successful years as the head coach of the Indians. Puck chipped up the near side, then back out to center ice. Stepping to it and getting it is Bryce Corner. Price behind the net, avoided a big check and drops it back out where Corner takes over. Minute 20 left in regulation. Well, they went to a shootout the last time they played. That shootout went 8 rounds. So the goaltenders just couldn't be beaten. In that game, it was Alex Wilbert who stopped 35 of 37. Logan Johnson, 44 of 46. Well, it wasn't Wilbert in net tonight, but Johnson has been, and here is Sarasheen with it. Sarasheen centers one across 45 seconds ago. Schwartz trying to get to it. Schwartz still on it. Lee bumps into him, and it's back out to center ice where Watkus has it. Over to Spokane. Spokane onside, low slapper, save made by Sharbaugh. And back over to Mayer. Mayer trying to dance around, 30 seconds to play. Cleared but not out. Mayer trying to get back to it, reaching for it, sends it out, left point, shot through traffic, hit Gilarowski, and Gilarowski picks it up. Look out, maybe a 3-on-3, here it is. Here's Gilarowski into the left wing circle, low centering attempt, and just at the side of the cage, it was directed wide. Boy, what a look for Torrey Schwartz at the right side of the net. Now one back through traffic, and that one flutters over the shoulder of Johnson just wide. 4 seconds left in the period, 2 seconds, and this game is heading to overtime, tied at 1 here at Baierl. Seneca Valley and Peters Township, a furious ending to that one, but it's going to take extra time as it did the first time these two teams met. First place on the line as we have played 3 periods, a 3-minute overtime coming up. And then if nobody scores, there will be a shootout after that. 1-1 is the score between the Indians and the Raiders here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
AstroTurf, a pioneer in sports surfacing, proudly supports high school athletics. Visit one of their 280 fields in the tri-state area to see their cutting-edge technology. AstroTurf's focus on R&D enables them to provide innovative surfaces that protect athletes and stand the test of time. AstroTurf now propels performance with iconic turf fields and legendary Recordtan tracks. They manufacture, build, and maintain a full range of turf and track systems for total quality control. Learn more at astroturf.com.
Just as they do in the NHL, the PIHL now 3-on-3 in the overtime. It'll last for 3 minutes. Gilarowski out here with Schwartz and Anthos, so 3 forwards out here for Peters Township. Here's Schwartz from Anthos, and he lets it go, and he finds the back of the net. Schwartz, his team-leading 12th goal of the year, none bigger than that. And the Indians, just 15 seconds into the overtime, win it. Gilarowski and Anthos will get the assist. Schwartz will get the game-winning goal. 2-1, your final score. But we were barely back from the break, Sean, and just like that, the game's over.
Tic-tac-toe. Just the open ice, the capability to make something happen, and what a great pass from Anthos to find Schwartz. Schwartz burying it. Peters Township had been finding angles on Johnson the last period to open up space, open him up, and find an area to score. And that's what Peters Township did. Took the areas it found against them and just used it. And Schwartz comes up big with a great shot to end this one quick.
15 seconds into the overtime. Gilarowski and Anthos set up Schwartz, and boy, as terrific as Logan Johnson was in the game, that is one that he will absolutely want back. That was a shot from the slot. Don't know if he was screened, but it was also kind of a bouncing puck, and it looked like at the last moment, maybe on some tough ice, it took a hop and just made it over his pad. And that is certainly a tough one as Peters Township gets win number 11 on the year. They are now 11-1-0-1. And we'll take a break. When we come back, we will get you the scoring summary from this overtime winner for Peters Township. We'll also get you the 3 stars of the game presented by Trib Live as well. 15 seconds into the overtime, it is Tori Schwartz with the winner. 2-1 Peters Township. They top Seneca Valley here tonight on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Own your piece of hockey history with a Penguins game-used jersey. Visit J&J Distributing at www.jjdistributing.biz and check out one of their largest selections of Penguins game-worn jerseys from your favorite Pens, past and present. Or call 724-752-1556. J&J Distributing buys, sells, and trades some of hockey's most prized possessions, including the Penguins game-worn jerseys, Penguins practice jerseys, minor league jerseys, and new and game-used equipment. Browse their inventory today at www.jjdistributing.biz.
Hit the ice at Mount Lebanon Ice Center, offering the most comprehensive instructional programs in the area, including hockey, figure skating, and learn-to-skate classes for all ages and ability levels. Classes start soon along with senior and developmental hockey leagues. Mount Lebanon Ice Center also hosts Friday night teen skates and Friday after-school skates for younger children. Birthday party packages also available. Mount Lebanon Ice Center, serving the South Hills for more than 35 years. Call 412-561-4363 or go to mountlebanon.org.
Hi, this is Josh Rowntree with the new Trib Live High School Sports Network's PIHL Power Play Show. This winter, myself and the coach, Kevin Zilmansky, will bring you the most comprehensive coverage of high school hockey in Western PA. Hey, Kevin, any suggestions on how we can pull it off?
We're not goons. We're not bullies. No matter what people say or do, we have to be ourselves.
Okay. Well, word is that you've been letting success go to your head a bit.
Hey, what I do is none of your business. Is that clear?
This should be a fun season. It's the PIHL Power Play Show every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on the new Trib Live High School Sports Network.
2-1 the final score in overtime. Just 15 seconds in, Tori Schwartz with his team-leading 12th goal of the season, as Schwartz kind of innocently threw one towards the cage, and it skipped on Logan Johnson, made it over his pad, and found the back of the net. And boy, of all the great saves that Johnson made all night, that was certainly a tough one to give up, but a valiant effort. And with that game going to overtime, Seneca Valley clinches a playoff spot at least with that as well. So they will be able to at least gain something out of tonight's defeat as we look at the scoring summary brought to you by the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena. And it started just 2:51 in. Peters Township on the board. They made it 1-0 as Mark Lehman got an assist from Andrew Wilbert. And a shot found the back of the net for Lehman. And it was 1-0 within the first 3 minutes. We play that way until the 15:51 mark when Hunter Mueller, a right side blast, got through traffic. May have hit a skate on the way through, may have hit something on the way through, but it found its way into the back of the net past Brock Sharbaugh, the only one that he did not stop tonight. That tied the game at 1 at 15:51 of the second period. And then Tori Schwartz in the overtime. No goals in the third period, but Schwartz in the overtime on an assist, playing 3-on-3. Jeremy Anthos got it to him. Connor Gelarowski, the initial pass. And Schwartz, the low shot, finds its way over the pad of Logan Johnson for the winner. As 2-1 is the final score. Final shots 35-30 in favor of Seneca Valley. And that is your Mount Lebanon Ice Arena scoring summary, brought to you by our friends at Mount Lebanon Ice Arena, serving the South Hills. Now time for the Trib Live 3 stars of the game. I think we're kind of in agreement on this, Sean. The number 3 star of the game, the game-winning goal in overtime, Peters Township's Tori Schwartz. The number 2 star of the game from Seneca Valley, made 28 saves tonight, Logan Johnson. And the number 1 star of this game, the player of the game for Peters Township, their netminder, 34 of 35 saves, Brock Sharbaugh.